Hello, TikTok, hello. If this works. Alright, hey guys, my name is Justin Chung. This is this TED Talk Part 1. Alright, so we read these books, What Should I Do? The Effective Classroom Management, The Essentials, and Teaching the Taboo Rules. Anywho, I'd like to talk about the book, What Should I Do First? Alright, so from what I got with the book was, as a teacher, you're going to be put in some moral or ethical dilemmas where, you know, as a teacher, you really care for your student, but the circumstances they're in, sometimes you just have no control over, yet you want to do something, and you're going to struggle with what the right choice is to do constantly throughout your career. So you're going to have choices, and necessarily to say not every choice is the correct one or the wrong one. You simply have to, you know, when you're thrown into a situation like that, you really just have to go and pick yourself up and start anew the next day. Because as much as you'd like, you can't really burn yourself over every single child as much as you'd like. You're not perfect, and you're going to fail sometimes, and you got to realize that as a teacher, there's only so much you can do. Right? But you should remain as professional as possible when encountering these scenarios, such as when that one student kept coming back to school without her jacket, or when that student said, or scared that one old man. Even though he was black and was scared by a white kid, you're going to see these, and it's okay to, you know, freak out. You know, it's part of being a teacher. An effective classroom management, the essentials from what I got from that was loud class isn't necessarily a bad class. Right? I like to think of it as the loud sounds being that they're actually understanding and they're learning. It's the sound of them, you know, connecting the dots as they talk amongst themselves and get into discussion. Now, it's true, maybe like 15-20% of that's just, you know, them fooling around. But just because they're not quiet doesn't mean it's not an effective class for learning. We gotta set the classroom in a way that would be most effective for each class. It's gonna be different. And for teaching the taboo, in the chapters we read, which was very interesting, from what I got, the main message to me was that, you know, there's gonna be books, scenarios, lessons, concepts that you might not want to tackle head on because they're controversial or perhaps misunderstood amongst the students, and sometimes you just got to dive right in and expose, you know, the reality of what it is. You know, not really sweep it under the carpet, but rather, you know, put it out for display. You know, if they ask a question that you don't understand, don't be defiant, act like they're trying to undermine you, but rather say, you know, that's a good question, I'm not too sure, let's, you know, figure that out as we go along. So, as you can see, the picture relates to a, you know, smelly cat and its litter. And just as the subjects of the taboo, for example, you know, like historically, like how the Native Americans were treated. You know, don't just gloss over that, don't sugarcoat it, but also don't just, you know, take them to like a Indian burial site and be like, this is what happened, you know, several years ago. It'd be better, I feel like, to ease into it, whatever you're more comfortable with as a teacher, really. Now that was my take on those 3 books. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you very much.